guys, so today I'm back with a couple of products I'm going to be reviewing. As I'm sure you can tell from the title, I'm going to be reviewing a couple more Essence products. And today I wanted to talk about the foundation I was sent and the concealers. I'm not going to be showing you all of the colors just because I've only been testing out the colors that work for me. But what I have is the Essence Pure Nude Makeup in number 10, Pure Beige, which is a liquid foundation. And then I have the Pure Nude concealers, and I've been using two different colors. I've been using both 20 Pure Sand and number 10 Pure Beige, which matches the foundation. I will also be talking about the Essence Soft Touch Mousse Makeup in number 1 Matte Sand, as well as these mini Essence Say No to Imperfection and Say No to Redness, which is in number 10 Pastel Green. So these are from their sort of color correcting line. I only have these two, unfortunately. But yeah, so I'm going to be talking about those products. The Pure Nude Makeup comes in 3 shades. So both the foundation and the concealers come in 10, 20, and 30. The third one is way too dark for me in both the concealer and in the foundation. The second foundation is quite yellow, I found, and a little bit orangey on me. And then the concealers, both of these kind of work because they're a fair bit paler than the matching foundations. So let's start with talking about the foundation because it's kind of the first thing you use. Also, when I talk about this foundation, I'm probably going to be wearing different makeup and a different outfit just because I haven't tested it out yet. So I'm going to film talking about this foundation at a later date, but it will all be part of this video. So this foundation is a pump foundation, as you can see, which is great. Pumps are better than trying to like pour it out onto the back of your hands to get the right amount. It is a very liquidy foundation, and it blends in really, really easily. This shade is a little yellow for me, but it works pretty well. As you can see, it's like completely disappeared, so that's a good sign. It does have a bit of a scent. It's sort of a sweet, flowery smell, maybe. It's a little bit chemically, but it really doesn't bug me, and it goes away quite quickly when it's on your skin. It also blends in like really perfectly. I don't find that I really need to set it. I do set it if I'm going to wear like a bronzer and blush and stuff, just because I find that powdered products sit better on top of powder. And I definitely set if I use concealer because the concealers are quite creamy. But if you just want to use this on its own, it sets really beautifully. It's not really shiny, it's not really matte, it's kind of a very natural finish. Like, you really can't tell in my hand where it is. The first couple times that I used it, I was worried that it made me break out, but that might have been a sort of time of the month hormonal thing, so I'm not entirely sure about that. I'll let you know in the comments down below if I feel like I break out again, because I just wore it yesterday. I would say light to medium coverage depending on how much you apply. It doesn't have like a super full coverage to it, but that makes it really natural looking on the skin and makes it a pretty good warmer month foundation. So I think this is like maybe $4 or $5, and it's a full 30 ml size, just like every other foundation in the world. So yeah, it's a pretty good foundation for normal to combo, maybe even dry skin types. I'm not sure how it will hold up on oily skin, but considering how little it breaks down on me during the course of the day, it might work pretty well on oily skin, especially if you do set it with a powder. And now here's where I will insert me talking about the mousse foundation because that just makes the most sense. Hi! Just to pretend that I have the same makeup and clothes and everything on. I think I already said in this video that I was going to have to pop in at a later date and film the review of the Essence Soft Touch Mousse Makeup. Just because I hadn't quite tried it out enough yet at the time that I was filming my review of all the other foundations and concealers. So this is the product. It's in a fairly small little compact. I'm guessing that it wouldn't last you a really, really long time. It does have 0.56 ounces or 6 grams. And I did receive 2 colors, but I've already given one away. I got 01 Matte Sand, which is the one I've been using, and I also got 07, which is obviously going to be far too dark. So basically this is a mousse foundation, and it's supposed to have a natural matte finish. This is what it looks like inside, if it will focus. It has a fairly sort of spongy matte texture, spongy mousse texture I mean, and it blends in really, really easily. It almost has a bit of that sort of silicone slippery feeling that some primers have. It's very thin and it blends in super quickly and very thinly. I find that it doesn't have as much coverage as the liquid foundation. It goes on very thinly and it blends in really easily, which I think I've said 3 times now. It also doesn't come in very many colors, but I feel like because it's so sheer, it kind of adapts to your skin tone. I would call it basically a light coverage foundation. I don't think it's super buildable, but it is really good for people with fairly even skin tones that just want to even out a little bit of like pigment issues, but not really cover up a lot of blemishes or anything like that. I think it'd be good for that. It has no scent that I can detect, slightly very faint sort of makeup smell, but that's about it. It's not perfumey or anything like that. I haven't found that it broke me out at all. It seems to last fairly well, not like all day like my Makeup Forever HD foundation or the L'Oreal Infallible, but it does last, you know, a good few hours. Probably would work through a work day, but not like if you're going for a full 12 to 14 hours day. This one I do set because it does have a bit more glow to it. If you have very dry skin, I feel like it might work a bit better for you without powder. It's just the texture of it. You might have to play around with it a bit and figure out what works best for you. Also, the number 1 shade, which I can only assume is the palest shade, is kind of dark. Like, if you just look at it, like, on my skin, it's a fair bit darker than me. So I'm probably the palest person that could use it. It does blend into my skin fairly naturally and kind of just looks like I have a teeny bit of bronzer on. It doesn't even really mismatch with my neck, which is again where I'm getting that it's sort of a sheer foundation just because it sort of diffuses so well. But I don't think if you're much paler than me and I'm like an NW or NC 15-ish color, if you're paler than that, which I'm not sure if you can wear makeup from almost any brand, I'm so sorry. But if you're paler than me, then this is probably not going to work. Also, if you're more of a pink tone, this might not be great for you because it does have a bit of that yellowy orangey tone. So yeah, that is just my quick little blurb on the Essence Soft Touch Mousse Makeup. And we will go back to the regularly scheduled programming. So next I will talk about the Pure Nude concealers. As I said, I have been using 2 different colors. The number 10 Pure Beige I find is a little yellow for what I like to use it for, which is mostly under the eyes. But the number 20 has a bit more of a peachy tone. So that is 20 and that is 10. I feel like my colors weren't balancing right. Anyway. So that is 20 there, and that is 10. I think this one's a little yellower, and this one is a little pinker, I think. They're very similar. But yeah, I've been using the number 10 mostly on like blemishes and stuff, and then 20 looks best under the eyes. These are a lot lighter than the foundations that they go and match, which makes them very brightening if you do want to use them under your eyes. And while they are quite creamy, I do think they're quite good under the eyes, especially if you set them with a bit of a powder, whether that's like Rimmel Stay Matte or Anastasia Contour Kit. I like to use the peachy one of that. They're pretty good. They blend really well, and I don't find that they really crease or cause my mascara to transfer. So I quite like those. Then the other 2 concealers I have are the Say No to Imperfections, which is a very similar color to number 10 Pure Beige from the Pure Nude collection. As you have Pure Beige right there, and right beside it in the middle is the Say No to Imperfections. It is a bit more yellow and a little darker. So it's really not great on my skin tone, but I feel like they're pretty much the same formula. So if you want a slightly darker concealer, this one might be good for you. It is a bit smaller. The Pure Nude ones they're actually very similar in size. This is 3.2 grams, the Pure Nude, and the Say No to Imperfections is 2.9 grams. So they're pretty close. And then finally, I have the Essence Say No to Redness in Pastel Green. Greens are kind of part of the big thing right now, the greens and the purples and peaches and yellows, part of the color correcting. This is a very pastel bright green. It can make my skin look a little gray, but it blends quite nicely. It doesn't look green once it's blended in, and it does help to hide the redness a little bit. I'm still not entirely sold on color correcting myself, but if you do really like color correcting stuff, then I think this is a really good tone for that. I don't know, it seems like an extra step to me, probably because I'm not big on covering my blemishes. I kind of just leave them. Mostly if I have used this, it's been on sort of the apples of my cheeks where I get really, really red. So I'll use that a little bit there, but I don't know, not really something I care to do too much. So that's pretty much all I have to say about the concealers and foundations that I was sent. I hope that you found this review a bit helpful in some way. Let me know down below if you've tried any of these products or any of the other foundation-y, concealer-y things from Essence and how you liked them. And don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you liked this video and subscribe to see more from me, and I will see you in my next one. Bye guys. And that is the Dove Advanced Hair Series Pure Care Dry Oil Shampoo and Conditioner. The shampoo is this color up at the top. It's sort of a golden color, and the conditioner is white. This is marketed for dull, dry hair. I don't think I have super dull hair, but it can get very dry.